Hey guys, it's Kelly with the Garden Whisperer. If you're unfamiliar with what I do, I design flower beds and garden beds for homeowners where they can either install it themselves or they can hire a landscaper to install it for them according to the design plan. So today I'm going to be transplanting my peony shrub. Now this is a herbaceous peony, which is, they die back in the winter. They lose all their foliage. As opposed to a tree peony, which literally has like a woody stem that stays all winter. And then you've got the Ito peonies, which are a hybrid of the herbaceous peony and the tree peony. And they have really big blooms. So I actually am planning on getting one of those at some point, but one thing at a time, right? So I just wanted to show you, I had mentioned in my previous videos that I was going to be transplanting the peony that was around this deck because the deck is going to be redone at some point. So I want to make sure I have everything. Hold on a second. Let me get my glove on. I have everything transplanted before they, start digging around the deck and damaging all my plants. So as you can see, I cut these back. These are all the stems from this season's peony, and so I cut them all back. Oh, look at that, you got an eye popped, a couple eyes popping through. See the red, the pink? Those are the eyes. So the other reason I'm transplanting is because this peony really, it would have like 10 buds on it, and then only 5 would actually bloom. So very disappointing. So I don't know if it was because of the way the previous owner planted these. Honestly, I don't know. So they could have planted it too deep, not deep enough, who knows. But I'm just going to be transplanting it. But the funny thing is even though this one's here, there was actually a second plant that was growing separately over here. So I pulled that up. Oh, you got a piece of the root from there too. So I pulled that up yesterday, and I brought it over to another area of my garden bed, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant it. So I cut back all the old foliage. Like I said, it was dying back. You cut it back to about that. And that way you can also see where they're planted, but eventually that's going to get transplanted too, but I'm waiting on that because honestly, I have nowhere to put all these plants, and I'm sure I'm going to get multiple plants from there. So I already have 4 from the one that I took from there. So let me bring it back over here. So I'm putting it in this flower bed, my deer-resistant flower bed. Now, for the most part, peonies are deer-resistant, but they will still get at it in the fall. And I've seen them eat the buds, even in the spring. Not majorly, just maybe 1 or 2, but they will do it. All right, so I'm going to put you on the tripod. Second, so that you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to turn you around. All right, so this is the planting hole, and as you can see, the peony is right here. I'm going to pick it up, and you can see all the roots, and there was a huge, and I mean huge root coming out of it, and that broke off, but that's okay. And then you can see this is the eye, and when you're transplant, you know what? I'm going to spray this with the hose. Hold on. So you can see it better. Get all the excess dirt off of it. Okay, so that's good, actually. It's got lots of eyes. All right. And that gives you a better idea of what it looks like. All right, so you could see, now when you're transplanting and you're dividing them, you want to make sure that it has at least 3 of these eyes. So you could see this as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is perfect because you want at least 3, but the best would be 4 to 8. Because then you'll definitely get blooms the following year. If you have less than 3 eyes, you may not get blooms. You probably won't get blooms the following year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that could be another one right there. Maybe 9. So this is perfect. Now, this almost looks like, I don't know if that's like rot. It almost looks like it could be. I don't know. It's pretty hard though, but maybe not. We'll see. All right, so as you can see, these are all the roots, and these are the big fat roots. And I'm going to, oop, that kind of, yikes, that broke off a little bit. So I'm going to plant this. And you want to plant, they say, anywhere from 1 to 2 inches deep. So from the top of the eye, you don't want it to be from the top of the eye more than 2 inches deep under soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to measure to make sure I'm doing this correctly. So I'm going to get you closer to the planting hole. Let me fix this. Hold on a second. There's a truck coming by here. There we go. That's better. All right, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do to measure is I'm going to take my shovel and I'm going to put that there. Actually, that's actually a little bigger. Nope, I'm going to use something else. What do I use? I don't know. I need something flat. Oh, maybe a piece of cardboard. Hold on. So this is going to measure. So the cardboard is at the soil line. I'm going to take my tape measure, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig down, and I'm going to plant it. It's got to go lower. Ooh, I just splatted soil right up in my face. So I'm going to go like 1.5 inches down, because they say anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. So just to play it safe, I'm going to do, now I'm doing it from, I'm going to go like this, you can see better. I'm doing it from the top of the eye to the top, to where the cardboard meets. That actually is pretty perfect. May go just a little bit deeper. You got to be careful too, because sometimes you can break off some of the roots just by doing this. So let's see. Oops. Top of the eye. Am I at 1.5 inches? Yeah, and you may think this is kind of overkill. Actually, it could go down lower. But you really do want to be careful, because it can prevent it from blooming if you're too deep. I think that's probably too deep now. It's 1.5. Let's see. On the top of my eye. Come on, little guy. Actually, that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Now, I already put compost and some fertilizer in here. They definitely like, they're good feeders. They definitely like some good draining, moist, nutrient-rich, compost-rich soil. And you want to keep it, for the most part, moist. They do like some water. So I am just going to fill this back in. And hopefully next spring I will get, put a little compost or mulch over that. Hopefully I'll get some pretty blooms next year, and I will be bummed if I don't. But I have faith. Okay, so I think that's good. And I'm probably going to get some more mulch. I actually have to go to Lowe's, so I'm probably going to up my neighbor's blowing leaves. He hates his leaves, so he's obsessed with his leaves. But anyway, so I'm going to go to Lowe's just to pick. I usually get mulch delivered, but I don't need that much for this year. So I think I'm just going to get a couple bags from Lowe's and fill in some areas of my garden that are looking a little sparse. Because the local delivery place will only deliver like 1 to 2 yards, no less than that. So I don't need, oh look, Mr. B is here still active. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, there he is. I don't know if you could see him. He's going after the Russian sage. Look at him, he's right on there. So the bees are still active, the pollinators are still active, still going after everything, which is good because it helps them get through the fall and maybe the winter, I don't know. But that's it though. So that's how you transplant a peony shrub, herbaceous peony. Now the Ito and the tree peonies are planted at different depths. I'm not going to go into that with this video. This is just for the herbaceous peonies. But so yeah, so I will take another video next year, and hopefully I get some blooms out of this. The fact that it has like 8 eyes, 9 eyes, I think I'll be good to go. And then, just so I could show you when I did transplant this one, I ended up with a couple more, obviously. So we've got one here, we've got one here, and we have one here. And I literally am going to store them in the pot for the winter and put it in my shed. Because I have nowhere to put them right now. And I'm just going to have to figure it out. So I may just plant them in the spring. But for now, they're going to stay in the pots, and you want to keep it moist. And you want to put them in pots that are like plastic or, you know, like wood, maybe even metal. But you don't want to put overwinter soil or plants in pots that are like porcelain, ceramic, terracotta, I think, because they will crack from the freeze and thaw of the soil during the winter, and you'll end up with cracked pots. Now, it's funny because I have a neighbor down the road, down by the mailboxes, and he has tons of cracked pots in front of his house that he's now making them like it's a decoration. Which I'm not really feeling the love on that one, but hey, you know, whatever, to each his own. But it just goes to show that he didn't take the soil out of those pots during the season in the winter, and they cracked. So, just so you're aware. So, that's it for today's video, guys. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in hiring my design services, you can reach me at www.the-garden-whisperer.com. Until next time, guys, happy gardening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.